trouble in paradise, so let's parachute where the air's nice. And let's risk it all on the paradise, but she just wanna make sure her hair's nice. That's fair, right? I just fell in love with a prima donna, the 2023 Madonna. I mean, your honor, I was minding my business until she gave me complete nirvana. Are you ready? Okay, say no more. Are you ready? Okay, say no more. She's a lotus and I'm the conductor of a magnum opus. Simply braggadocious. Why don't we take advantage of this moment? And wherever you own, we own it. Cause nobody really cares. Cause nobody really cares. Cause nobody really cares. Nobody really cares.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here in Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Atlanta Falcons. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
Second down at 5. Wilson now off the bootleg. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
Well, anytime you sack Russell Wilson, that's a win for the defense. But to get him here on his opening drive of the ballgame, that's a really big win for that defense.
And the goal every week, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get to the perimeter, because when he's in the open field, not only can he hurt you, but also you lose sight of receivers downfield, and they'll hurt you with big plays.
On is the Chargers punter now. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. Fielded at about the 28. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. They'll run with Sanders up the middle, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders, and good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Manning. Oh, this will be incomplete.
The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
Manning indeed going for it on 4th. Left side here to Sanders.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
That was a pretty good job by the defense, I thought, right? I mean, they had to go to their check down, but still were able to get it done for the first.
Agreed. Anytime you can force them to come back to a receiver that's a little bit shorter in the route, you've done your job on defense, but still, they pick up the 1st down and get a fresh set.
Huge 4th down conversion. And some room to roam now. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great play there.
With his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
The Charger drive about to get going. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. They'll run again with Hunt. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Wilson. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body.
And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Charles, that makes now 5 interceptions in not even 5 quarters. Remember, he threw 4 picks last week.
And this turns into a tough situation because a lot of fans, the first thing is, oh, well, we need to change quarterbacks. This is your guy. This is your elite player. You can't just take him out like that. If I'm the coach, I make a little joke and say, you know something, big guy? We're going to change the football. So it's obvious that's the problem. It's not you. Keep firing.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's brought down.
48 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
They'll let the fullback try and take him home. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. A loss of 2 there, second down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon. Powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends are on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw pulled in by Aguilar. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
From the gun, it's Manning. Steps away. He's got his man Sharp complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Good job there of getting his tight end involved because he lines up on the right side of the formation, just works his way across the field. I really like how they were in sync on that one. He spotted the open gap in the zone, and his quarterback found him, and they get a 1st down.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
They'll go again with Sanders. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So far this season, this is an offense that's proved its ability to move the football. I mean, they're in the top 5 in the NFL in picking up 1st downs, and they get the conversion here. And I think a lot of that is due to how they win on 1st and 2nd down, because that leaves them 3rd and short, 3rd and manageable. A lot easier to pick them up then, isn't it?
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here's Sanders. And he'll take this one down to the 36. A gain of a yard gets them back where they started. Now it's 3rd and 10. Now a play fake. Manning.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. Now it's the Rams' 2nd all-time leading scorer kicking in a Dallas uniform, Greg Zuerlein.
From the right hash, this from 53. And that is no good. And this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
And this is one of the risks you run when you attempt a long field goal. If you miss, the defense takes over at the spot of the placement. So now they've got a chance to get one more drive in before halftime.
The Charger drive about to get going.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a 2nd half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now it's Wilson. Leaping, and he makes the grab. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
On the move to his left. And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. They got 29 yards that time. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Manning to throw. Got a man right side. It's Sharp. And he is going to lose yardage here. A completion, yes, but certainly not what they wanted. A loss of a full 6 yards.
When you lose that kind of yardage on a pass play, you often expect it to be a sack. But that wasn't the case there. They completed the pass. Probably would have been better off just dropping the football and making an incompletion as opposed to...
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. 42 yards. And the Falcons will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now it's Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big adjustment here to try and put some points on the board.
Out to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wilson. He'll get this one underneath to Hunt. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson rolling to his left. He's brought down, and remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. So we are at halftime here in Atlanta with the Falcons out in front. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Second half will start with a run by Sanders. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. If this defense wants to stay in this ballgame, they've got to start ending some drives. That helps.
And they have to look ahead at what they expect the offense to do. And right now with that lead, that's run the football. So you don't just stack the line of scrimmage. You have to get upfield and try and make some plays in their backfield.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. They'll run. It's Sanders. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 74 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material. They fake the handoff. Now Manning steps away to his left. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
Now a carry for Sanders, and they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Manning now to throw. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. Now Sanders. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 17 yards and a 1st down for Atlanta. Another run here with Sanders. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Derrick Henry. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that makes the score 28-0. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Charger drive about to get going. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the 2nd half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37. The Chargers' passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Well, maybe this offense has learned something from watching their counterparts work. I'm wondering if their coaching staff said, let's do what they've been doing the entire game because that's worked well. This offense, they have not looked particularly good all game long. But a nice throw there for a good gain and a first down.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
He's checking.
Wilson. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. 30 yards. And the Chargers get a bit closer. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. He's got it to bring it back to 28-7 now. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Another run with Sanders. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On play action, now Manning. They'll roll him out right. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit too.
Play action, Manning. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be tackled after a gain of 4. Still 3 yards short. 4th down. Manning to throw for it on fourth.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
And still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. It's second down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
A give right side now to Hunt. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. That one is caught by Hunt. And he can only manage to get this to the 45-yard line. Well short of the first. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down.
And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. They'll run with Sanders.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be second down.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
On play action, it's Manning. Steps away. This is caught. It's Brown. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 27 yards there, a 1st down. This is something you got to be wary of defensively. I mean, just because they're in the mode of trying to burn some clock doesn't mean they won't pass it, and they got good yardage out of that one.
Yeah, and really, when you're looking at it, now they've got a fresh set of downs. Look for 2nd down. If they want to take another shot and try and loosen things up, that'd be the time to do it.
Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who.
Oh, into a sea of defenders have intercepted.
There he goes left side. He's at the 30. 10. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This one fielded at the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? Advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down with about 95% chance of winning.
Yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. On 3rd down, they'll run it with Sanders. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Henry running right. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. Manning gonna throw here. Nowhere to turn here, and he's gonna go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Throwing now is Manning. It's caught by Sanders. And they will stop him short. They get him to the ground at the 27. No first down. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
So that not just important to the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to... And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Well, part of this defense now with multiple interceptions in this game, but this time they say turnabout is fair play because, remember, they had a pick 6 on the other side, and now they get a pick 6 of their own.
Yeah, they actually added to some of their nice play throughout this ball game. A good effort by them to secure another interception on this one. A better effort to take it all the way back for 6. And how about an exceptional effort to match their opposition's pick 6 from earlier in this game?
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Charger drive about to get going. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game.
And that's caught inside the 35.
And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. A
what a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it?
Has carried over to October as they move to 5-0, and they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, the loss will move them back to 3-2 on the year, and they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.
They all talk dog, it's a room full of brines. I'm royalty, that means that it's in my bloodline. All hell the king, made the president resign. And if I'm not the king, then I'm making doves cry. I'm stepping on the scene like I never did reply. I ain't gotta justify, I'm cool. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Boosted on my cardio, I used to get the run around. I've been doing this since I had to work at mama house. Tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down, tear down. Everybody eating, it's a party, one kind of time. You can bring your mama, daddy, sister, and your cousin out.
Spent your whole life trying to blow up, but Elohim never had time for donuts. The beat go ham, no time for cold cuts. The game like Big Pitch came to join up. Yeah, I'm still independent, they sold 1 million records. Yeah, used to be on my checklist. Big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your confidence.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Tonight, we start Week 9 with a prime-time matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Detroit Lions. First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
They'll go again with Gibson.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
Play fake. Here's Love.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
Love from the gun on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week, but they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And able to find a little space. He gets this up over the 15 to the 16. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Tannehill a throw out wide that's complete.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The Lions at 5-3 now on the year. And they come in playing some pretty decent football. 5-3 over their last 8.
And let's remember that last week that this offense, they played about as well as they possibly could play. Touchdown after touchdown. They were absolutely unstoppable in that game. They'll be hard-pressed to do it again, repeat that type of performance. But, boy, were they sensational just a week ago.
Tannehill going to get this out quickly. It's complete.
And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because, to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Love, they go play action now. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders fly into the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth. He's going to pick up the 1st down and then some. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Well, that's something that this defense is not going to be able to allow if they're going to have success here. They've got to be able to wrap up and get guys on the ground. They end up letting him get away, and it turns into a big play here early on. I can just see veteran observers of the game shaking their heads and talking about the dearth of tackling in the game today.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Once more, Gibson.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
From the 2, here's 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibson.
And this one will wind up with him losing yardage. Back to the 4-yard line. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown.
Antonio Gibson, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one, but now playing here on Thursday night. Do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Throwing again on second down. Tannehill. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Needed 4.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. They go with Jacobs. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Here's a give to Gibson. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Gibson again. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. To throw now. Here's Love. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Sly able to put this one through. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
After the made field goal, here's Sly to kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, they're coming off a 4th down gamble that last drive that backfired CD, but really not as badly as it could. Their defense held up and only gave up 3 points.
And what they want to do is play off the momentum the defense gave them. Only giving up the 3 points in that situation after they failed on 4th down. Now they want to make it pay off. They want to pay homage to the defense and have their own drive pay off in points for themselves.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Tannehill. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll work this down inside the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Tannehill throwing again. Rolling to his... And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. To throw is Tannehill. Hunter Henry brings it in. And he'll be brought down at the 27. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Now it's Tannehill. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Cade York on now for the field goal. This from 44 yards out, left hash. York able to send this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far, finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On second down, a run with Gibson. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. A handoff for Gibson. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3. They'll go. It's Gibson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
We're all still valiantly searching for the so-called book, right, that tells us what to do in every situation. Everyone kind of knows what it says, but it's never really been written down anywhere. He violated every code on that one, didn't he? Deciding to go for it right there.
Oh, yeah, your side of the field, this stage of the game, you're supposed to punt the football. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
So first thing that crosses my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
After the interception, here's Tannehill. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. To throw again on second down. Tannehill. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. On first down, it's Tannehill. And this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's Tannehill, sliding out of the pocket. And he comes back with one complete. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time, The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A handoff as they run the counter play. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Off play action, Tannehill. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Kendall Fuller. He's at the 50. The 30. 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
So what a turn of events there. You're driving to take the lead in this third quarter, but then one mistake, and you're watching the ball being returned for a touchdown.
Certainly a great example of how focus has to be there on every play, doesn't it, partner? You can't get complacent, and I think that he did. He's got him moving downfield, but that's a play where he just shouldn't have thrown the football. And ultimately could wind up costing him the ball game.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Now it's Tannehill off the bootleg. They'll roll him out right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Tannehill on first down. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer.
And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
Following the interception, Love.
That's caught. It's Tutu Atwell.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And the Falcons are going to have a first and goal. It's some good running there. Gets them down to about the 2-yard line. Knock it on the door. Gibson is into the end zone. It's a Falcons touchdown. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Tannehill now to throw. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And it will be Falcon football. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock.
Oh, wide open, complete. Touchdown, Falcons. Tutu Atwell, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting...
And that's caught inside the 30.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Tannehill. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Final minute now of the third quarter. From the 17, Tannehill. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
On first down, Tannehill. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be second and a couple. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. The offense on third down tonight, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're looking at third and a few inches. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Josh Jacobs taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Lions are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. On third down and short and everything well executed, he not only gets the first down, Charles, he gets the touchdown as well.
And you see the defense commit to the run so often in these situations. There's always that little bit of hesitancy, isn't there, partner? Thinking that they may play action you. They took advantage of that hesitancy and found their way into the end zone with a running play.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons, their hands team, able to recover it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
Well, how about this aggressive approach? Got the lead, fourth quarter, continuing to throw the football. Are you thinking about Super Bowl 51? Atlanta had the lead against New England, and they ended up giving it up?
I was going to say don't say it, but you did say it.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, anybody watching Atlanta, our apologies. First down, going to the air with Love. On the move to his left. This is intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Lions are going to get the football here at their own 23. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trusting that you are. In this case, he was not, and it turned into disaster for them.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. Tannehill intercepted again.
Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown.
Well, this defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick 6.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only have they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick 6s, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that will bump the lead up to 26. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And you can sort of sense their dejection. That last pick six put the icing on the cake, so to speak, in what has been a rough go for them. They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. Looking to throw again on second down. Tannehill throwing middle, and it's complete. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And the Falcons are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stares on that sideline. This is one of those games where you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
Rolling, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Matt Judon in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Love. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now fourth down.
I like what they tried to do there. Tried to hit him with something quick, get the ball in his hands, and hope he could make some yards after the catch and pick up a first down. Weren't able to do so on that play.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest. He's got a man complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
And he'll be brought down at about the 42. And the tackle there by Chris Barnes.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Sliding out of the pocket. His throw incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Tannehill. Looking left side, and it's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Now a first down throw, Tannehill. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. This is caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there. 29 yards. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. From the 27, Love. Being chased out left. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Love looking to throw it. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
This is taken at the 15. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Adrian Phillips. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 33. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. They'll start this drive out on the ground. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
That one looks like he'll throw here. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. It's a gain of 16, first down Falcons. Throwing. Love. And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Love. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. And that one is incomplete, and now we're inside of 10 seconds. Just 9 remain.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Love. And that is incomplete.
Oftentimes when you lose in a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more, little insult to injury here late in the game. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over. Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, we're all
Biggie, honestly, I see no biggie. Pay the heavy on pretty. You mad, well, I'm getting busy. Country girl running your city. Attitude bad on Sadidi. He only 2 times from the out like a light, call him Ricky. And honestly, it ain't no cap in it. Leave no ain't no cap in it. I like with a stack in it. I'm bad, stop it, cause it ain't no acting it. I see no biggie. Honestly, I see no biggie. Pay the heavy on pretty. Leaving my mark like a I see no